Do you wonder how to structure an amazing Facebook Live? Well, watch this video for my foolproof method to creating the perfect Facebook Live broadcast, and there's a few other tips thrown in there too. But before we dive in, don't forget, for the best blogging tips and advice, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every single Monday. So if you're struggling with knowing how on earth to pull together an amazing Facebook Live, which is on point, delivers on value and is entertaining too, don't worry, by the end of this video you'll have my foolproof method to creating an amazing Facebook Live that you can replicate over and over again. I've proven this formula with myself and in my own business, and now it's your turn. So let's get stuck in. The first step is to plan your live broadcast. Now, you might think that you're a fly by the seat of your pants type of person, but your viewers' time is really valuable. So you need to make sure that you're planning out your content so that you have key points. You can just bullet point this out. So you have key points. You really want to know what you want your viewer to get out of the broadcast. So you want to know the key takeaways, and you need to plan these out to make sure you're hitting those points through your broadcast. You can put them on sticky notes and put them near your webcam or whatever, just to make sure that you can stay on track. So planning is the first step, and it's really important. So all of my Facebook Lives follow the same structure. The hook is the first thing. Now, this is the first sentence out of your mouth. It's the thing that will hopefully entice your viewers to view in the first place and then stick around. So then you're going to transition into the intro. You're going to explain what the main benefits are from them sticking around and watching your Facebook Live in its entirety. Then you're going to get into the content, so the meat of the Facebook Live broadcast, your point A, B, C, D, etc. And those are the points that you can have on sticky notes around about your webcam, wherever you're doing your Facebook Live broadcast from. Then you're going to do a recap. So again, you've learned this, this, and this. And then you're going to make sure you give a call to action. All of our content should really have a call to action in it. So that might be buy your thing, go follow you on a different platform, opt in for a freebie, but make sure there's a clear call to action in the Facebook Live broadcast at the end. So there's another section that we need to think about and fit into this structure, and I'm going to mention that a little bit later, so stick with me. So the next step is to decide on your location. This is really important. You need to make sure you're going live in good light, because it's a visual platform and it's a visual medium. Light is really, really important. So if you've only got natural light and you've got no artificial light sources, that's fine. Put yourself right in front of the window, have the window shining on your face as long as it's not harsh light, and put your phone or your computer between yourself and the window. Make sure that all that natural light bounces onto your face, and it will create a better viewing experience. Also, make sure that you're in a place where you're not going to be distracted. So hopefully you've not got your kids hanging around, although that can sometimes be quite appealing and endearing to some people. But make sure that ideally you're not going to have a garbage truck pull up outside your house. So pick a situation and a place in your house that is distraction free for you, but also distraction free in the background, that you're not near a window where people are going to be walking past, and so your viewers would be looking at that really and distracted from you to the other thing that's happening in the background. So pick that nice quiet place with limited distractions or no distractions, so that people can really focus on your message and what you're trying to say. So let me know in the comments if you've gone live yet, and if not, what's holding you back. I'd love to know. So the next step is to decide on the title. So this is really important. When your Facebook Live pops up, either on the replay version or if someone's notified that you've gone live, they're going to make the decision to watch that live or not based on that title. So make sure it's compelling, intriguing, don't be clickbait about it, but use a formula such as, do you struggle with this? Then watch this Facebook Live for my solution. You know, a little bit more correctly worded than that perhaps, but you know, you're trying to identify the pain point and the problem, and then deliver your Facebook Live as the solution. So that's a really important way to frame your title. So step 4 is to schedule your Facebook Live. So if you're going to go live, and even if you're only an hour out or a couple of hours out from the time you're going to go live. Schedule it so that people can start getting notified and they can sort of click the button to be notified when you go live. But also make sure that you're telling your email list when you're going to go live, that you're cross-promoting it on other platforms. Even if you have a regular show, do a graphic that you can pop around that's live all the time. I have a Facebook Live on a Thursday on my Facebook page. I also have one in my Facebook group that is every single week on a Tuesday. So I know that I can create a graphic that goes out different places. I might share it on Instagram, I might share it on stories, I might email it to my list so that I know that as many people that can know are going to know about those live broadcasts, and even if they don't catch them live, they will be looking for those replays. So don't forget that the majority of your people watching will probably be replay viewers, but still make sure that you're getting that live out there and that you're notifying as many people as possible. So the next step is to think about the piece of the structure that I on purpose left out of my structure, and I wanted to talk about engagement breaks. Engagement is one of the best things about doing Facebook Live, that you can actually have a real-time connection with your audience. However, if you're a newbie or you're a little bit unsure, and even if you're experienced actually and you just get carried away, engaging with every single thing as it happens can mean that you don't get your content out and that you don't get your delivery out as concisely and maybe as powerfully as you'd like. So what I suggest you do is create breaks where you know you're going to pause for engagement. So that might well be you deliver your first piece of content, your hook, you might even do your intro, and then you have a little break to welcome people onto the broadcast, to say, call them by their name, which is always great. It makes them feel really involved and that they've been seen. And then you go into some more content, and then again you might break for that engagement again, saying things like, hit the thumbs up or the hearts if you agree with me, or even things like, does this make sense, is this clear so far? And then get them to hit those buttons, as we call it in my community, the love button, and encourage them, say, this is how we tell Facebook that we like this content. Some people don't know necessarily that plays into it, and so telling them and saying, let me know if you've got any questions, I'll come back to them in a while, and let people know when that engagement will be and when you will respond. So you might say, I've got a lot of great content to get through today, so if I miss your comment and I don't acknowledge you or answer you immediately, don't worry, I'm gonna break for engagement, and I'll come back and speak to your comment or your question a bit later. And again, at the end of the broadcast, I always say, if you've got anything else you want to talk about, let me know in the comments. I'll be popping back in a little while to answer those questions, so that they always feel like they're heard and that you are gonna answer their questions. And also that helps the replay viewers. You might say, even if you're watching this on replay, pop your comments in and I'll be sure to respond to them. So the next thing to bear in mind is to start properly. We've all been on those Facebook Lives where people start and they're looking at their phone or they're drinking their cup of tea and they are saying, oh, hang on, we're just waiting for more people to jump on. So whether you choose to introduce yourself as part of the start of your Facebook Live or not is up to you. It depends where you're going live sometimes, whether it's in a group or on a page, maybe it's someone else's page. And so sometimes it's handy just to give your elevator pitch. I always say, hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Abby and I help mum bloggers turn their blogs into fun, fulfilling and profitable businesses to give them more freedom in their lives. So it doesn't take very long, and make sure that people know what I can do, they know my credentials a little bit, and they know they're going to have an idea of what they're going to get out of that broadcast. Now, you might choose not really to do that. You might choose to get into the content a bit more and then sort of acknowledge who you are, or you might choose actually not to say who you are at all and just get straight into the content. Again, as I said, if people don't know you, sometimes they're not actually bothered who you are, they just want the content. So don't forget to tell those replay viewers that you're grateful for them watching, then get into your content. And don't forget that you can always recap as you go along. So at all times when you're live, people will be joining that broadcast, and so if you notice suddenly that a lot of people seem to have joined all in one go, then you can say, hi to those of you who've just joined the broadcast. we've just gone over point A, B and C, and just say it really, really quickly so that they're all up to speed and they feel heard and seen. And so you're not going into it all in massive depth, because obviously that's going to be boring for the people that have already watched it and that have heard it first time, but you're just doing a little recap to make those people feel involved and included. So that's really important, but don't be one of those people that start and are kind of just, oh, I'm just waiting for some more people to jump on, we'll get started in a minute. You know, you can start by saying your hook, you know, today we're going to be talking about how to create an amazing Facebook Live broadcast. I've got loads of good content and loads of good tips coming up for you. And then you might be actually waiting for those people to jump on, but you're saying, you know, let me know in the comments where you're watching from, or let me know if you've gone live or not yet, and you're trying to get that engagement before it starts. As soon as people start engaging, then Facebook are going to start pushing that video, that Facebook Live out rather, to more and more people. So you want to make sure that people are engaging as soon as possible. So the last thing I want to mention is to have fun and be yourself. It might sound a little bit obvious or even not an important factor, but it is so important. I've had people that I know have joined my programs and my membership solely on the fact that they've seen me on Facebook Live. So it can be a hugely powerful tool for your business. So now you know exactly how to create an amazing Facebook Live broadcast. Do you need a reminder of the steps? If so, don't worry, I've created a one-page cheat sheet that you can download, print out and pop by your computer so you make sure your lives always stay on point. And I'll put the link for that below and up in the card so you can grab that. Also, if you want to join a community of women just like you, I have a secret society where I share up-to-date blogging tips and advice to help you turn your blog into a business. So you can click the link and join the revolution. So if you like this video, please let me know by liking it below, share it with your friends, and I'd love to hear from you. So if you want to leave me a comment, that would be great. See you soon.